our second training of meeting the employers. We have Ms. Renee and Ms. Isamar here, the talent acquisition specialist from Sequan. They're here to present and tell us a little bit about what Sequan has to offer, open positions, and are going to answer any questions that we may have afterwards. So if we can give them a warm welcome, we're really appreciative to have them here with us today. So thank you. Whoever wants to come up first, thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate you. And then the space bar to go through the slides.
Of course.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Renee. I am a talent acquisition specialist at Sequan, and I've been working for the organization for over 3 years now.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having us. My name's Ismar. I'm one of the talent acquisition specialists at Sequan. I've been with the company a little over 3 years. I actually started in the casino as a slot attendant. So now I'm in HR, so just speaking to the opportunities that Sequan has. So I'm gonna give it back to Renee, and Renee will start going through the presentation.
Yes.
So aside from talking about our employment opportunities, we just wanted to give a quick overview of the company and the organization as a whole and how it all started. So Sequan's mission is to protect the sovereignty and preserve the well-being of the people through self-sufficiency and responsible governance, while having a positive impact on the community. Has anybody gone to Sequan before? Has anybody visited the property? Awesome. So if you didn't know, the tribe can be traced back to 10,000 BC, which is pretty amazing. Long history there, and Sequan was the first gaming operation in San Diego, the first casino. They actually started as a small bingo company in 1983. So we celebrated our 40th year in 2023, which is pretty awesome. It all started with just 23 employees, and now we're a company of over 2,500. So recently, Sequan had a major expansion in 2019. I'm not sure if any of you guys had the opportunity of visiting the property before and recently. So it was an expansion of 260 million. So the tribe really invested on the property. And we added a hotel that has 355 rooms. We now have 2,200 slot machines. We have a bingo hall. We have table games. We have 15 bars and restaurants, 3 pools, a spa, and a lot of meeting spaces. So as you can imagine, tons of employment opportunity with the expansion. And as I mentioned, we are now about a little over 2,500 team members. Now, what a lot of people don't know about Sequan is that it's more than just a casino. We have 3 different sides of the business. So we have the casino property that has the hotel and all of the restaurants. And then we also have Singing Hills Golf Course. Does that ring a bell for anybody? Okay, awesome. So it's a luxury golf course that's about 3 miles away from the casino property, and that houses golf operations. They also have a full-service restaurant, and they also have a hotel on that property. Again, tons of employment opportunity. And then aside from that, we also have the tribal government, which I like to tell our candidates and anybody interested in the company that it's a city within a city. We have our own tribal police department, fire department, education department. We also have a rehabilitation center that works with a lot of tribal members in the tribal community. And also Sequan owns the U.S. Grant that's in downtown, which is super cool. They also have some business in National City and Marina Gateway. I don't know if that rings a bell for anybody. And then just a whole bunch of administration and government facilities, which is super cool. Alrighty, Now, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about because I am super proud to work for Sequan because of the reasons that it's so special. So they strive for diversity, fun, and community. So we have a ton of partnerships throughout San Diego. Everybody knows we partner with the San Diego Padres. If you've ever been to the stadium, Sequan's name is all over it. And then recently we got a partnership with the Snapdragon Stadium, which is super cool. If you guys haven't been there, it's honestly super awesome. And then Sequan also recently invested in ownership in the Major League soccer team in San Diego. This is just, you know, a small example of how Sequan is so involved in the community, which makes it super special. And as a team member, you get a feeling and an opportunity to be part of something more. Alrighty. Now, aside from that, Sequan is known for being the best place to work. All of our team members are very happy. We get super great reviews, and we believe that if our team members are happy, then we're able to provide the best guest service, and in turn, it's just a cycle. It's a service profit chain. If your employees are happy, your guests will be happy, your revenue will be good, and then you can invest in your team members. So that's what we strive for. Alrighty, any questions on that information from anybody here? Okay, I'm going to pass it over to Isamar so she can end the presentation, okay?
Thank you, Renee. So I'll go over kind of our different positions or departments that we have at the casino. So this is just a really quick list of the different departments that we do have. You know, we have our hospitality, our food and beverage, our gaming operations, security, administrative. So this is a lot of the departments we do have, but we have a lot more. We actually are having a job fair on the 20th of this month. So if you are interested in any opportunities that we have here, feel free to stop by. We'll be there 10 to 3. If you guys want to pass along any emails, we would love to send more information. But we'll have on the spot interviews, job offers, various hiring managers will be there. So again, just a quick look on the different departments that Sequan has. And also joining the Sequan team, you do get a lot of different benefits. So you know, we have our medical, dental, vision, 401k, PTO, employee discounts, annual bonuses. We have an on-site medical and dental clinic, and we actually are breaking ground soon, so insider exclusive. We are breaking ground later this year to start building a medical dental clinic near our recently open gas station. So coming soon. And then again, promotions, transfers, other perks, like Renee had mentioned, our partnership with the Padres. We do get discounts to the Padres games. We also have free transportation. So our team members do have the ability to take our transportation services. So we have a couple different pickups throughout San Diego for our team members, 24 hours a day. So even our overnight team members do also get that benefit. For every current team member that refers somebody to the company, we do have a $500 employee bonus, so that's been really beneficial. Our discounts to the golf resort as well, so it's not just limited to the casino, it's also for the golf resort, the gas station. We are the cheapest gas in San Diego. And then DEI, so that's something I really love to talk about. DEI stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So it's we have different networking groups in the casino. We have our Emerging Leaders networking group, which I'm a part of. I'm the secretary for this networking group. We also have our women's networking group, our Black African American networking group, our LGBTQ+ networking group, Pan-Asian. We have a Greens team, our safety committee, and much more. So, sorry, I'm getting nervous. I'm running out of breath. But these networking groups, we don't only want people to work for Sequan. We want to give them those opportunities. We want people to, you know, really embrace, Sycuan, and we want to give people those chances. We recently had I want to say a Pride weekend. This past weekend we had a drag brunch, we had a drag pool party. Ross Matthews recently, he was there this weekend, he performed, so it's been a lot of fun, but we do want to give everybody that space at Sycuan. So yeah, just a little bit about that. And then our onboarding process. So just quickly want to touch on our hiring process at Sycuan. We've recently kind of tried to condense our process to get people in through the door a lot quicker. So we do in-house drug screens. We don't test for THC. Excluding some of our transportation departments. We also have everyone go through their gaming license application, so that's kind of a standard background check. And then orientation, so everybody gets more of a understanding of our policies, our procedures, Sycuan during this orientation. So yeah, it's a little bit about our onboarding process. But yeah, that's our presentation for today. Did you guys have any questions on anything we went over? We would love to answer any questions that you guys might have. Yes?
Is there native preference for the positions?
Yeah, absolutely. There is. And then if you are a part of the Kumeyaay tribe, you also get a minimum rate for any position that you're hired for. So let's say our call center pays $17.50 as in 4 cents. Absolutely.
And is that from any Kumeyaay tribe within the area or within the county?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So we do have a preference for that. So aside from tribal members, we do give preferences to internal team members. So let's say you just want to get your foot in the door. You start in an entry-level position like food and beverage or a customer service-facing position. And let's say you're going to school or you want to go to school. A cool example that we like to share is we had a success story from a team member that was a cashier, and he was going to school to be an accountant. He got his accountant degree and he got an opportunity in the accounting department. So we definitely put our team members and our tribal members first. Yeah, any other questions? No.
Do you have open positions now that you could share with us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we have over 100 open positions with all levels of experience. We have positions that don't require any experience whatsoever. A lot of our food and beverage are like our entry-level positions where you get to understand the business, the gaming operations, learn the casino floor, and then from there you can transfer to other departments once you kind of understand, hey, I've never learned about slots. Maybe I would be a good slot attendant, or I would like to be a security officer. Why not? So we definitely have a bunch of food and beverage positions open, so everything from a server, a dishwasher, a hostess, a bartender, and then on our hotel side, we have janitorial positions, we have call center positions, front desk positions, the spa, and we recently decreased some of our requirements for our hotel positions. I believe in order to be a front desk agent, you just need
some guest service experience, so it doesn't require a certain amount of time.
Yeah, and you don't need to have worked at a hotel before. Let's say you were a barista or you worked at Target or whatever it is, that's considered guest service. And then aside from that, we do have higher level positions. We have administrative roles, executive administrative roles. So you name it. Again, it's not just the casino; it's the tribal government, and we do everything in house. So whenever we need to find, we actually recently hired an assistant general counsel for our attorney. So you can imagine, we have it all. Yeah.
Is there an age requirement for hire?
18 years of age. So some of our positions you need to be at least 18, and then if you are involved in some type of alcohol service, you have to be 21. Yes. So we do have a website where you can apply. You can see the full list of open positions at all times. We would love to leave some business cards. You're more than welcome to contact us and ask us any questions about the pay. One thing to consider if you do want to work at Sequan is because we are a 24-hour, 7 days a week operation, you do have to have the availability and willingness to work weekends and holidays. Unfortunately, that comes with the entertainment business. We are open, during Christmas and Thanksgiving, and a lot of our opportunities would require you to start working maybe in the afternoons or the overnights. Not all of them, but that is something to keep in mind. Okay. Yes.
I have a question. I know Sequan's a little further out of the way. Is there like public transportation that goes there or anything
Yeah.
like that? Or if there's say if folks are, they don't have a car, is there like a recommended way that they could still be able to get to
Yeah,
work?
absolutely. Yeah, so Isamar shared we do have transportation for our team members. So right now we have 3 major pickup locations. One is Plaza Bonita that kind of services our team members that are more in the South Bay area. And then we have El Cajon Trolley Station and Spring Street. So we have that 24-hour shuttle service that picks you up because unfortunately no public transportation goes up to the casino.
Okay.
So that's why we provide the shuttle services.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's
Awesome.
24 hours, so if, let's say you get an opportunity that it's in late afternoon or overnight, the shuttle will be there to pick you up.
Wow.
And it's very consistent, very comfortable. The seats are really comfortable.
Nice.
Some of our team members love to say that they love the transportation because they could take a nap before or after work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice. Okay, thank you. That's awesome.
Yes.
So that transportation, it runs on a regular schedule?
Absolutely, consistent schedule,
Okay.
yes. So you get to look at what times the pickup locations are and kind of, plan it out with your shift, absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Alrighty, anything else? No. If you guys do know of anybody interested, come to the job fair. I believe it's 2 weeks from now, Tuesday, June 20th. We typically, the way our job fairs look is we have multiple departments available to answer your questions. We do interviews on the spot, job offers on the spot, and since we've streamlined our our new hire process, we do your drug screen right then and there. We send you to meet with our gaming commission, which is your background check. And let's say if our job fair is on a Tuesday, we have your drug screen results, we have you meet with our background checks. You can start working as early as the next week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so come and visit us, send your friends and family members, and then Isamar also mentioned we have a team member referral bonus. Once you're in the company, that could be your side hustle. Refer people, you get $500, and there's no limit for that. So we definitely have team members that have been really, putting in effort for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
Again, welcome back. Thank you, everyone. We are having our second presenters today. We have representatives here from Caltrans. It's Alex, Nicole, and Elizabeth. They're going to be discussing again about everything that Caltrans has to offer, opportunities that are available, and maybe giving us a little bit more insight about what they do that we may not know about. So I'm going to pass off the mic, and then they'll be open for questions later. Okay, thank you. And thank you.
All right, thank you for having us today, and it's a pleasure to come and share some information about Caltrans. Like she said, my name is Elizabeth, and my colleagues are Alex and Nicole. Alex and I are both hiring liaisons who work for Caltrans District 11, which serves San Diego and Imperial counties. And Nicole is one of our supervisors in maintenance. So a little bit about Caltrans and what we do. Caltrans manages more than 50,000 miles of California's highways and freeway lanes, provides intercity rail services, permits more than 400 public use airports, and special use hospital helicopters, or heliports, works with local agencies. Caltrans carries out its mission to providing a safe and reliable transportation network that serves all people and respects the environment. We do have a short video.
There we go. Perfect. Are you looking for a career where the possibilities are endless? Caltrans, the California Department of Transportation, is a world-class organization that manages the people and regions of California, and we are looking to expand our team.
Our work affects the entire state just because it's benefit to the entire state, and it shows that their public dollars are at use and how we're using them, trying to make our transportation system better each day.
Why did I come to Caltrans? Because of that training, because of the responsibility. Why did I stay? A lot of it has to do with the ability to make a difference and the Caltrans family.
It's really the people of Caltrans that make it such a great place to work. Every day you get to do something new and rewarding with a team that feels like you.
We strive to be a truly efficient, transparent, accountable, and modern organization, meeting transportation challenges by improving communication, building strong partnerships, and fostering a culture of high performance and innovation.
We have a mentorship program that allows for connections across the state, in different geographic locations and in various occupations.
We're not just an ordinary transportation agency. Caltrans is an amazing place to work. And what intrigues me and makes me proud about Caltrans, it's its diversity and its inclusiveness.
Within Caltrans, we're not just about cars. We are a total system, right? We're multimodal. So we look at how our improving freight, improving mobility through bikes, peds, whatever that looks like. Caltrans is a place, if you have something or a fire in your belly that you want to bring, this is a place for that.
Today, this is my office. One of the things I like most about working for Caltrans is the ability to get out of the office and actually look at the projects we're working on firsthand in the field.
Caltrans is an exciting place to come and work. We're looking for people at all levels of their professional career to come and work for us. Whether you're at an entry-level point, middle management, senior.
Thank you.
So Caltrans goals. First and foremost, it's safety first. Then we have cultivate excellence, enhance and connect the multimodal transportation network, strengthen stewardship and drive efficiency, lead climate action, and advance equity and livability in all communities. So some of our priorities moving forward for transportation include safety. Every day, 10 people die on California's transportation system. At least 2 are pedestrians and bicyclists. We cannot normalize this, and we must move toward 0 deaths. Modality. We must better leverage managed lanes, transit, and active transportation, and freight movement must diversify. This is imperative as over the next 30 years, our state population will increase by 25%, and freight traffic by at least 75%. And we have innovation. We must counter a business as usual mindset by embracing bold and transformative ideas. This must include new solutions to help solve major state issues like climate change, the affordable housing shortage, and homeless crisis. Efficiency. Effective government is efficient government. SB 1 legislation requires Caltrans to generate at least $100 million in savings annually to reinvest in additional maintenance and rehabilitation projects. We should match those results in all budget areas. And partnerships. Caltrans projects for all Californians. To improve our transportation system, we must build great relationships by initiating broad, inclusive conversations with all stakeholders and leveraging the expertise of our business partners. We have positions with Caltrans. These are some of the positions that we have, or the areas that we have. One great thing about Caltrans is the variety of positions that Caltrans has, and how we all work together to achieve the goals and priorities mentioned in the previous slides. We employ transportation engineers, surveyors, planners. We have environmental planners, archaeologists, and yes, we do employ district archaeologists who are responsible for preserving items such as fossils and ancient indigenous artifacts that are dug up while building our freeways. We also have biologists, a wide variety of administrative classifications, highway maintenance classifications, and of course management for all functional areas, from first level to executive. So with so we do have a video to go over the maintenance classifications, and it's extremely interesting if you're interested in working in Caltrans straight up after high school.
Are you looking for a career where the possibilities are endless? Caltrans is hiring highway maintenance workers.
Hi, my name is Deborah Prochnow, and I want to talk to you about opportunity. If you're looking for a career that you can climb the ladder and promote, this is the place. 30 years ago, I started at bottom rung as a van driver driving around court referrals picking up litter on the side of the freeway. And today, I'm the Deputy District Director for Maintenance in District 7, LA and Ventura counties. It's been an awesome time, awesome career. Come join us.
The starting salary for a Caltrans highway maintenance worker ranges from $40,752 to $46,456. We provide benefits for Caltrans employees which include medical, dental, vision, paid holiday, vacation, sick leave, retirement benefits, and encourage a work-life balance. There are opportunities to climb the career ladder as a Caltrans highway maintenance worker. These are the classification titles: Caltrans highway maintenance worker, Caltrans landscape maintenance worker, Caltrans equipment operator 1, Caltrans equipment operator 2, Caltrans highway maintenance lead worker, Caltrans landscape maintenance lead worker, Caltrans maintenance supervisor. In order to qualify for a Caltrans highway maintenance worker, you must have 1 year of experience in general laboring work in construction or maintenance. Education equivalent to completion of the 8th grade may be substituted for the required experience. Or, you must have 1 year of experience in the California State Service performing the duties of a service assistant, maintenance. How to apply for a state job. To apply for a state job, please visit www.dot.ca.gov/apply. Click on the Create an Account icon and follow the prompts to complete your new CalCareers account. If you are a returning user, then you may continue to log in using your existing ID and password. Once you have created an account, you can create multiple state application templates known as STD678. You will find the state application templates under the CalCareers account located on the left side of your screen under Template/Documents. Click on the link Application Templates, STD678. There you will find a tab that says Create New Template, where you can input your education, certificates, and work experience. It's important to be as detailed as possible and tailor each application to the job description/duty statement of the vacancy for which you are applying. Take an examination. You must take and pass the corresponding examination. To locate available examinations, use the exam/assessment search icon located on the home page. A search engine will populate, allowing you to enter keywords associated with the field of work. Once you find the exam title that you would like to take, click on Job Classification and a PDF will appear. Scroll down to the official job bulletin and click on the highlighted words, Click Here. A PDF will appear that will provide additional information such as minimum qualifications, sample questions, or a study guide. You will find the link to the examination located towards the bottom of the page. Keep in mind that exams can be administered differently. Be sure to follow all instructions on exam postings. Apply for jobs. To locate available positions, use the advanced job search feature located on the homepage. The vacancy/classification title will be the same as the assessment or exam title. Enter that information into the search engine, click on the job post, read the job description/duty statement to find details about the position, and follow all filing instructions before you submit your application.
Hello, my name is John Oliva, and I want to share with you an amazing opportunity to come work for Caltrans. If you're a go-getter, if you like a challenge, if you'd like to climb the company ladder, Caltrans may be the place for you. You know, 33 years ago, I started off on a tree crew, climbing trees. And here I am today, maintenance manager too, Sacramento, managing a program statewide, and I couldn't be happier. You know, Caltrans is right now looking for people just like you. So I encourage you to put your name in the hat. Put your best foot forward. Give yourself an opportunity. Come on, work for Caltrans.
Okay, since that video has been made, the pay scale has changed. So here is an example of some of the positions that we do have in maintenance and what their pay scales are. With the highway maintenance worker, you can make up to $43.66 a month. The equipment operator one, up to $51.26, and so on. You guys can see those there. All right. Then next we have the administrative classifications. We have HR and financial analysts and planning. One of our positions are going to be the office technician typing. The salary ranges between $33.69 to $42.17 per month. Qualifications for this position is 2 years of experience in typing and clerical work. You can have your academic education above the 12th grade, may substitute for 1 year of the required general experience on the basis of either 1 year of general education being equivalent to 3 months of experience, or 1 year of education and of a business or commercial nature being equivalent to 6 months of experience. Students who are enrolled in their last semester, or its equivalent of course, will be admitted to the examination, but they must provide proof of their high school diploma before they can be considered for the position. So now I'm going to pass it off to Alex.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for having us today. We're really excited to be here and provide you with this information. Just to get a feel for the room, has anyone here applied to a state job before? Are you interested in admin positions, or right now you're just open to trying, seeing what's out there? Seeing what's out there? Okay. So I'm going to talk to you about our analyst series. You can do the next slide, Nicole. Thank you. So after the OT, the office tech positions, we have our analyst series. So the starting one would be the staff services analyst. And Caltrans, I know you've seen a lot of the positions that you've seen are out in the field, on the freeways, or on bridges, but no organization can function without having its admin people. So that's where the analyst series come in. The analysts are pretty much there to do a variety of work, looking to see how well a program is running, doing process improvements. They're handling the budget, the resource planning, training employees, handling our fleet. So to start out as an analyst, you can go into the staff services analyst. And that one has a range of $3,000 $534 to $5,916 per month. We get paid once a month, and it shows on there as like, it looks like salary, but really we're hourly employees, but it reads as they just give you the total for the whole month. And for qualifications, you have to complete the 12th grade and have 4 years of experience performing analytical, technical, clerical, and or customer service duties. Note that academic education from an accredited college or university may be substituted for the experience on a year-for-year basis. And then from here, you can promote into the AGPA or the Associate Governmental Program Analyst position. It's always best to start out, well, not best, but it's easier to start out as an SSA and then promote into AGPA. The SSA is really a way to get your foot in the door into state agencies, and then from there, once you show that you can perform and do the job, it's very likely that if there's opportunity out there that you can promote within 1 to 2 years. Okay, next slide. So my journey into state service started after I graduated college. After high school, I went to Southwestern College for 2 years while I figured out what it was that I wanted to do. I ended up deciding to major in psychology, and I was able to get into the University of San Diego. And in 2012, I graduated. But I was working retail. That's what was helping me, get through college and pay for my school in addition to loans and, all this stuff. You have to work with FAFSA and all of that. So when I graduated, I really liked psychology. I really wanted to do a little bit more with neuroscience, but I didn't want to put more time and money into going for my master's, so I was just kind of stuck. I ended up working stayed in retail for about a year after that. Was working at Banana Republic, and my mom actually is a state employee. She has worked at EDD for several years now, and she was always encouraging me to apply for a state job, but I was always kind of like, no, I don't know if I want to do that. And eventually an opportunity came up, and she said, apply, just do it. You have nothing to lose. So I applied at EDD, the Employment Development Department. EDD has several branches. I ended up applying for the Workforce Services branch, which is out of a career center, kind of like this, where you're talking to job seekers, you're helping people look for work, you're doing workshops. So I applied to that, and I got the job, and that's where I started. That's how I ended up here eventually. I was there for about 6 years, and I really liked it. It was really rewarding. I got to meet lots of different people. I mean, don't get me wrong, EDD can be very difficult because you're seeing people that are struggling every day, and the system is also really hard. Understanding how to get your claim benefits and all of that. So that was the challenge, but overall I really liked it. Eventually I felt like there was no more room for growth and I needed a new challenge. So that's when I turned to Caltrans. I applied to a couple AGPA positions, but I actually didn't qualify for the AGPA yet because I was lacking the analytical experience that they needed. So I applied for an SSA, and that's how I came in, and then after a year I promoted to AGPA. So I started in a small business program, and now I'm in the hiring unit. Overall, I love working at Caltrans. Like Elizabeth said, we have a variety of positions. There's always opportunity. The supervisors and management always encourage upward mobility and growth, so even though they don't want to lose you and they don't want to do the whole hiring process again, they're never going to stop you from going for something more. So yes, overall it's been very rewarding. You can do next slide. And just to put it out there, our equal opportunity employer statement, we are an equal opportunity employer to all, regardless of age, ancestry, color, disability, and exercising the right to family care and medical leave. So yes, equity and diversity is something that we are very proud of at Caltrans. Elizabeth is just started with us recently, and one of the things she said to me the other day is what she loves about Caltrans is how diverse it is. She went to one of our events on Tuesday, and it really is. I felt that way as well when I've been there, so yes. Next slide. Okay, now a lot of the times employees or potential employees feel like in the government you don't make as much money as the private sector, but what you do get as a government employee is really good benefits, something that you may not see in the private sector. We have access to health, dental, and vision. We have great retirement benefits. We get annual leave. We accrue sick leave and vacation time every month. We also now have the opportunity for telework, depending on what position you're applying to. If that opportunity is there, your supervisors are willing to work with you. So this is really the draw if you're looking for something stable, you want job security. You know, when there's a recession, we don't lose our jobs. There may be, you know, a hiring freeze or something, but if you're already in, you're in. So this is just kind of an overview of the benefits that we accrue. This can be basically like if you're already a seasoned employee, because when you start out, you don't start out with 12 hours of vacation per month. That's something that you would max out at. But we also get 8 hours of sick leave. We have 2 professional development days. We get a personal holiday, plus all of the state holidays as well. And then if you're looking at this, like if you were to accrue all of this, basically that would mean you have 256 hours of time off annually. And it rolls over, you don't lose it. Okay, so for pay scales, this is what I mentioned where, you know, there's the staff services and then the associate governmental, but there's also the OT. So you can start as an OT and then move your way up to staff services analyst and then the AGPA, and that's basically where you max out at once you're in AGPA. But then from there, if you want to grow even more, you can go into the management position. So that's not the end all, there's a lot more opportunity. Okay, next slide. All right, so if you want to find out more about all the different positions that Caltrans has, all of our classifications, how to take an exam so that you get on the list, all of that information is available to you on the CalHR website. There's also great resources on there on all the benefits that we have, resources on there for employees, so you do have access to a lot of information that's on there. And then these are current openings that we have right now. So we have several AGPA positions that are out. I know one came out today. There's a maintenance resource analyst. So when you're looking at the job postings, you're going to see 2 job titles. There's what we call the classification, and then there's the working title. So the classification is basically, you know, how we group that position in, but you're in different departments, so the working title really tells you what you're going to be doing. So you could be an AGPA in the training unit and an AGPA in the maintenance hiring unit, so the working titles will be different. You'll have hiring liaison or training coordinator. And then we also currently have a position open for a landscape maintenance worker, and then we have the transportation engineering technician positions open as well. Okay, next slide. Okay, and I'll go ahead and hand it off to Nicole.
So hi everybody. My name is Nicole Mariquin, and I'm actually our maintenance resource manager, so I'm on the maintenance side, whereas they're on the administrative side. So a little bit about me, I started in 2014, and I started as a secretary, so an office technician would be the technical title for us, but it's basically a secretary. I made about $32,000 a year starting out, and I moved to San Diego to do this position. And if any of you know, $30,000 a year is not a lot of money. And especially here, that money does not go far. I remember moving here, starting a new job, starting a new place and a new home, and that money did not go anywhere. So after I was done paying my bills, paying my rent, putting gas in my car, I had no money to do anything. So I pretty much sat at home until I could kind of grow and build and kind of climb the ladder. So even though I started as a secretary, I got an opportunity to become an analyst, so a staff services analyst, the first level of the analyst positions, through Caltrans. So I'm extremely grateful for Caltrans for that, for taking a chance and giving me that opportunity. From there, I worked for Caltrans for a couple years. I promoted to an associate governmental program analyst back in the prisons. So I actually started as a secretary in the prisons. And then I went back to the prisons and promoted again, did a couple years there, and now I am a manager. So just really to say that you can really be whatever you want to be. You can climb and go as far as you want to go. I mean, the opportunities are endless. But what works for me may not work for you or one of them. I mean, everybody has their own story, right? You know, some people have families, kids, other situations that are going on. It's entirely up to you where you want to go and how far you want to climb. But those opportunities are absolutely available for you if you want them. The sky's the limit. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I've been given and to be able to come and speak to all of you because it's a really big passion for me. You know, had I not been given this opportunity, I wouldn't get to give back and help people. So I'm extremely grateful for that. So starting off with this slide is how to apply for a state job. So any and all state jobs will be posted on either jobs.ca.gov or calcareers.ca.gov. And that's any job. It doesn't have to be for Caltrans, though we are coming to you from Caltrans, so please keep us in mind. But I mean, you can work for the DMV, you can work for Parks and Recs, you can work for the prison system. I mean, there's so many different opportunities depending on what you want. It's up to you. So you're going to create an account. You're going to, you know, review the jobs that we have available and see if you qualify for those jobs. I'm actually going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it because I need to go back and actually show them. And then remember, for any job that you're applying for, you're going to have to take an examination for that. If you guys remember anything today, please let it be that. There's so many people that forget or don't know that, and it's different from any other job, you know, outside in the normal world. They're just going to submit an application, and they're going to call you or they're not. But for us, you have to take an exam before you can even qualify for those jobs. So just because you apply, remember, if you didn't take that exam, we really can't look at you, and not all people are going to take the time, or not all hiring liaisons, no offense to you guys, but they may or may not. So just make sure you remember that you do have to take an exam for that. And you have to be reachable on that exam eligibility list. And then apply for vacancies and, you know, go from there. So let me show you. So this is what our website looks like for CalCareers. If you are new and you do not have it, make sure that you go here and create an account. But I want to go ahead and show you some of the options. My address, and my phone number. Please make sure you're updating those things if you do create an account, because we do send out contact letters, and if you don't have this information updated, you may or may not get it, as well as for your phone number. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people do not update their phone numbers. And then you can be applying for jobs and there's no way for us to actually get a hold of you. So cannot drill down into that enough. So under templates and documents, we have application templates. Application is called the STD 678. You can create different templates. As you can see here, I have one specific for the Associate Governmental Program Analyst. And then now I pretty much just do by year. So you can create one that's specific to the job that you're applying for, and I highly encourage that. But just make sure when you are applying that you are being as thorough as possible, because this is really important. This is how we're reviewing your application to see if you qualify for these jobs. Okay, and then under jobs, under job applications, you can actually view any single job that you've ever submitted for, and that's really important. So they have in progress, submitted, and archives. But submitted is pretty much going to tell you what applications that you've submitted, within, you know, that time frame or whatever. And why this is important is because if we were to say call you from the hiring group for a job, we're going to usually tell you, hey, do you want to apply for, or do you want to interview for this job, this position? And we'll usually give you the JC, or the job control number, which is on the side right here. And it's going to be, you know, for you to go ahead and kind of review. So we'll tell you, yes, if you want to apply for this job or interview for this job, you'll say yes, we'll send you a confirmation. It'll usually have this JC number right here. And you can go back into your account and actually view that duty statement. And for me, I absolutely highly encourage people to review that duty statement prior to their interview, because this is all the information that you're going to want to kind of touch on when it comes to that interview. This is kind of a funky one. Main things I like to touch on, though, is the responsibilities. This is kind of an old one, but usually it's a breakdown of 30% the job requires you to do this, 30% the job requires you to do this, 20% the job requires you to do this. So I always tell people, review what these say, make notes to yourself. Make notes to yourself, what experience do I have that's slightly relatable to this? Because I guarantee you they're going to ask you questions during the interview about that. We're giving you the answers, you know? We're giving you that help to prepare and be mindful of what job experience do I have that's related to this. Make notes on the side so that you feel more comfortable and prepared when it comes to that interview. But just to say, it's all there for you. Every single job I've ever applied for, going back probably till at least 2016. So it's all there for you if you want to review it and be prepared. And I mean, I cannot stress that enough. Be prepared, or as prepared as possible, and that starts with, you know, being proactive. Exams and assessments. So exam and assessment records shows every single exam that I have active eligibility for, expired eligibility for, and the notifications. But see, right now, if I were to apply for a job, I have no active eligibility for any single job. So I'd have to, for me, I could lateral into a job because I'm obviously in the position that I'm in, but if I wanted to go to a different job, I don't have any active eligibility for any other job. So I'd have to then take an exam for this. But expired eligibility, again, I just had this one and it just expired. So if you go into the list code, it tells you what I scored, and it usually tells you, you know, when it expires. So for me, this one's now inactive and it expired, but if it were on the active side, it would tell me the date it's active till. And I want to stress that list eligibility and the score that you get is really important. If you take the exam and you score low and you're not rank 1, usually it'll tell you, but since mine's expired, it's not telling you that. You want to go rank of 3. So you always want to try to score higher versus scoring okay, you know? If you get a 70 or 80, that's good, but a 90 or 95 is better, right? It's more ideal. So absolutely, if you have eligibility and your eligibility, like for me, just expired, I absolutely encourage people to take it again. And you want to score and do your best on those exams. And then under emails and messages, so this is what I was talking about, these contact letters. So if you have eligibility for any of these classifications, or any state agency, like the ones that are listed here, Department of State Hospitals, Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, Department of State Hospitals, etc., they will send you a contact letter, sometimes in the mail. We don't do that as much anymore, since it tends to be mostly digital now. So having this and using your CalCareers account is really helpful, because you may not be actively looking for a job, but state agencies are constantly actively always looking for you. And if you see it and you're like, oh hey, maybe I do want to apply for this job, the contact letter gives you all that information. You're able to pull it from there. They also do send it in the mail sometimes, so that's why that's important. So back to our homepage. 2 ways I always tell people to look for state jobs. Please don't tell me this is not going to work right now. Ooh. into your guys' actual Wi-Fi so that this does not keep happening. Because it works just fine, and then it doesn't. Oop. Can I put a heart on maybe? It's working right.
Oh, it is?
It's working right. Okay, thank you. So again, this is what the homepage looks like. 2 ways I always tell people to apply for jobs is to go to geographic, and this will tell you any single job in any single county. And since we are San Diego County, you may want a job in San Diego County, or you may want one somewhere else, who knows? And these are all of the jobs available currently in San Diego County. So there's 112 jobs that are currently available. Another way to look for a state job is, again, from the home page. I might have to. All right, we ready to go? We're back. Sorry about that, guys, technical difficulty. So another way to look for jobs is to go to advanced job search. Since we're Caltrans, I tend to put in department, transportation, and you can look up all jobs in Department of Transportation, or you can look it up by location as well. So you can get really specific. So currently for San Diego County, we have 6 jobs that are posted for the Department of Transportation. So Associate Governmental Program Analyst, we have 2. So one is for Maintenance Resource, one is for Elite Budget Resource Manager or Project Coordinator, Caltrans Electrical Area Superintendent, Caltrans Landscape Maintenance Worker, and so on. So most important thing to pay attention to when you're applying for jobs is the filing deadline. So if the final file date is the 13th, you have until the 13th at midnight to apply for that job. And won't let you apply after that. So for us, each of the job postings will tell you what it's for the Department of Transportation, the job control number. For Caltrans Landscape Maintenance Lead Worker, it will give you a breakdown of what the monthly salary, again, the final file date, give you a description of the job, will tell you eligibility for hire is required, you must be list eligible. It'll even give you the link if you haven't taken that examination, you can go ahead and take it within. It'll also give you a copy of the duty statement for you to review the job, give you a little background, working conditions. It's in District 11, so Caltrans for East and West region of San Diego. And there could be multiple positions available. We'll give you a breakdown of the minimum qualifications, give you some more position details, special requirements, and application instructions. So you can apply by mail. It gives you the address if you want to apply by mail. Or if you want to drop it off, it's the same address. It's the same address, but it's in Santa Ana. So you can mail it in, you can drop it off in person, or you can submit it online. Submitting it online tends to be the easiest way for me, but I mean, everybody has their own, system, their own way of doing it. Required application packet documents. This is really important because you should be reviewing all of this stuff just to make sure that you are giving everything that is required of you for that specific application. So this one has that you want your actual state application, so the STD 678. And this one says the resume is optional. It can be included, but it is not required. But this one does have other, and it wants you to give a copy of your unrestricted Class C driver's license. And that is a requirement for the job. So back up to the top, minimum qualifications. So for any job you're applying for, whether it be on the administrative side or, the maintenance side, make sure you're reviewing these minimum qualifications just so you know what is really required for that job. So again, the way you read it is definitions. All of them may work irregular shifts, weekends, etc. And then for whichever one you're applying for, then you go down to that specific one. So this one's Caltrans Landscape Maintenance Worker. So it's an entry level, and it kind of gives you a breakdown of different things that you're going to be doing: landscape planting, weed control, soil sterilization, etc. Requires a Class C driver's license. So again, it's telling you right there that's a requirement for this job, so you need that Class C license. And then go down again, and the minimum qualifications. So all levels require unrestricted driver's license. So that's just for any maintenance job, you require an unrestricted driver's license, because we have a lot of state vehicles. We're constantly doing work on the side of the roadway, so it's just easier for everyone to have a driver's license so that we're not trying to, remember who does and who doesn't. It's just safer for everyone that way from a liability standpoint. And then you go down to the specific one again, and for Caltrans Maintenance Worker, you either need 1 year of experience as a service assistant maintenance, so that's another classification within Caltrans, or you have to demonstrate 1 year of experience in maintaining orchards, vineyards, truck crops, nursery stock, or landscape planting, or again, education of the 8th grade. So that has to be demonstrated on your application. That's why I really bring this up, is that you have to show this, and it has to be on your application, or else you may or may not get a state job. Okay, so back to this. So we basically went over all of this stuff. So application requirements, we're going to discuss the resume and the statement of qualifications, the application process, the application screening criteria, and the interview process. So a resume or statement of qualifications. So a resume is basically a breakdown of all your years of experience, right? From the very first job you ever held to the very last job you're currently in, or what have it. A statement of qualifications is slightly different. It's specific to the job you are applying for. So usually it's written on the actual job posting, and for us, most of the time it tends to be questions. So 1, 2, 3 questions of describe a time where you had a project or something and an issue came up or whatever. You want to answer those questions, or those 3 or 4, however many questions, you want to answer those questions as if you were in the job today. How would you respond? How would you address it? And then you also want to put, examples of this is how I've already addressed stuff like this in my past. This is the experience that I have doing X, Y, or Z. So that's the main difference. A resume is all your job experience, usually starting with your most recent, going back to, the first job you had. And a statement of qualifications is a job-specific, usually summary, similar to a cover letter, but they tend to be specific questions for the state of California. So you want to answer them specific to the job. What is this? What happened here? What is that? Oh. Okay, perfect. So a resume and statement of qualifications. Do you need a resume or a statement of qualification? Yes or no? Really, it's dependent on what the job posting actually says. So that's why I'm like, really read this thing, really understand what's being asked of you for any job, right? I mean, even if you're applying to be a fry cook, if you're not giving what they're asking of you, you're more than likely not going to get that job. So it may or may not be a requirement, but I absolutely encourage people to provide those documents if you have them readily available. I mean, I think a big part of job seeking is having that resume available. So if you have it, provide it, because it then leads to our next point. So screening criteria. This is kind of a general idea of what screening criteria looks like for specifically Caltrans, but any state agency can do screening criteria, and it's set up prior to the job even being posted on our website. So this is something that the hiring manager is saying, these are extra things or extra areas that I think are extremely important as part of the job, and that need to be demonstrated in the application for them to get either screened to then go to interview or screened out and we don't even want to, meet that person. So this is extremely important when it comes to those highly competitive, usually entry-level positions. So anything like an office technician, even staff services analyst positions, or like a landscape maintenance worker, highway maintenance worker, those are some of our highly competitive positions where we can receive anywhere from 30 to a couple hundred applications if we're doing like a hiring event. I think we just did one in October and we had like 300 applications for each one of those classifications. Do you want to sit there and interview 300 people? God no, that would take forever. So that's where screening criteria really comes into play. Are you applying and are you putting your best foot forward to then be asked to interview? Are you demonstrating your data entry experience? Are you demonstrating your customer service experience? How does your application look? Is it grammatically correct? Is there a bunch of spelling errors? Is there a bunch of things missing? For those highly competitive jobs, if you're serious about wanting a job with the state of California, sell yourself, and that starts from the very beginning when you submit that application to the point of interview. It's not just the interview that you're being judged on, right? So that screening criteria, if you're using it and all you're submitting is an application, you may be missing information that's not gonna help you. It could potentially hurt you. So that's why I always encourage, if you have a cover letter, if you have a resume, submit that, because that's added information that we're using to weigh and review your application to see if you qualify for this job. And it could potentially help you get to the next phase, which is, an interview. Okay, so application do's and don'ts, and remember, I am maintenance, so all of these jobs may not be specific to what you're interested in, but just kind of a generalization of what looks good and what looks bad as far as an application. So this is a sample application, and basically what I want to drill down on is fill it out all the way. You'd be surprised how many people will not put their phone number or their email, and that's kind of important when we want to interview you for a job, right? We don't need your social security, that's only for exams. Your address, email, phone number, if you know the job you're applying for, and the JC number. If you're applying online, all of this stuff will self-populate. Has some yes or no questions, other languages you're fluent in, your licensing, etc. Your signature and date. So if you're applying online, when you come in for an interview, we're going to ask you to physically sign this and date this for the most part. And then the second page of the application is your education, course of study, date completed, etc. Your licensing, if you have any licensing, feel free to put that right here. And then your actual employment history. So your employment history for the application, I think you can only add maybe about 5 or 8, I can't remember exactly how many, but that's why the resume and the other information is really important, because this application is limited to how much. You can't just keep adding more job history, but some of you could have years, plenty of job experience, but this is limited to how many. So again, you want to do the from date to date. If you're still employed, it's going to say present. The job title, classification, your supervisor's phone number, the hours worked, usually it'd be 40, but it may be less, the name of the company, total work. So it doesn't actually say this on a blank application, but it does online. It's basically years/months. So this person was there for 7 years and 3 months. and then the address, of course, and then you want duties performed. I always tell people, if you have this much room, use it. Absolutely expand on what you do. Don't downplay yourself for the positions or roles that you've had in your life. Talk yourself up. This is an opportunity for you to show what knowledge, skills, and abilities you got in this position. And then last part is reason for leaving that job. If you're presently employed there, you would just, write presently employed. So, example 1, these are from our career fair, so some of them are written in by hand. Again, the job controls are all listed for the jobs that they're applying for. They filled this out, they signed and dated their application. They didn't have any education, that's fine. They didn't have any licensing. If you are a hiring manager, do you want to hire this person? That's a serious question. So they put their to and from date. They literally put that their job classification was the Army. They were actually the Army. What that means, I don't know. No supervisor, no phone number, no hours worked. The company should have been Army. He or she could have said what they actually did in the Army, and they just didn't. Fort Hood, everybody has a cell phone attached to them, right? They could easily have Googled what Fort Hood's actual address was. And this is for any job. If you were to apply for McDonald's, do you think they want to hire you? No, absolutely not. You're failing yourself from the very beginning if this is what you're providing, right? But did put a reason, right, why he or she left. Second example, no education, that's fine, no licensing, that's fine. Did fill this out for the most part, but really kind of fell short right here. I think, again, you should be using this whole area to your advantage, but still a rather decent one. The one that I really want to point out is this one. This person was a mechanic for 10 years. All they're saying that they did was they provided heavy equipment, mechanical services, serviced tires and brakes, attended service calls, service as well as operated water trucks, fleet trucks, street sweepers, and VATCon. Do you think that person, that's all they did? I highly doubt that. And that is, again, a missed opportunity on their part. Because if we're screening, this is really the only one we have to go off of, because this isn't really giving me much to really screen with. Again, a missed opportunity. You're telling me as a mechanic you didn't invoice customers, you didn't field customer service calls, emails, etc. Yelp. I mean, a lot of service members or a lot of mechanics get a lot of their customers from Yelp these days. And this is what you're telling me is all that you did. Again, a missed opportunity, and then the rest of the application is blank. Example number 3. This person had some education. Great, they put it in there. They put their certifications in there and the date that they were issued. Wonderful. This person is a heavy equipment mechanic right now, and they elaborated very well on what they did and filled out their application. This is a good application, in my mind, right? Equipment technician elaborated on what he or she did, filled out their application thoroughly. This one probably could elaborate it a little more, but at least he or she has stuff on there, right? Equipment diesel mechanic, again, a really good explanation of what he or she did during their time there. Another one, really well written, well thought out, and really elaborating and drilling down on every single thing that individual did in that job. That one could have been a little better, but that's okay. Example number 4, no education, that's perfectly fine. The licensing, they put their licensing and their expiration date, that's great. This person was a ranch hand, and they filled out all the positions or all of the little openings. This they could have elaborated a little more, but again, still putting something on there. They were on the maintenance crew for parks, elaborated on what they did. They were a park attendant, elaborated on what they did. Don't remember, elaborated again on what they did. Landscape worker, could have done a little bit more on here, but that's okay. They also included their resume, which is great. Elaborates a little more on their skills. goes a little more in depth on other experience that they had. Sales associate, landscape commercial, that stuff was not on their resume, their education, references, etc. And also provided a copy of their certification. So just to say, please make sure any job that you're applying for that you're really, going for it and putting your best foot forward. So interview preparation, when you are getting ready to interview for a position, you want to make sure that you're doing your homework, right? So that means reviewing our Caltrans website, getting kind of familiar with our organizational charts, kind of having an understanding of our policies and directives, knowing our goals, etc. Reviewing the employee or supervisor handbook, if you have that, whatever's available to you. And again, those duty statements, making notes to yourself, practicing in the mirror, talking to other people so that you're getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Interviews are never easy. I don't know any interview that I walked out of like, I freaking crushed this. Absolutely not. I still get nervous, I still get sweaty, I still am like, what the heck did I just say right now? And every time I leave, I'm like, I could have said so much more. We're all human, right? But preparing for it, having a general idea of what the job entails so that you don't feel blindsided by those questions helps you feel a little more comfortable, right? To be at least ready and prepared for the job. So anything and everything that you can review, make sure you're doing your homework and that you are prepared for that interview.
I don't know why this keeps doing that.
Again, do your homework, review your resume, review your application, review all of that to see and assess if your skills work for that job. Review common interview questions. We may even ask you questions about our mission, visions, and goals, about our EEO policy, and just your skills and knowledge you have with that position. Again, the more prepared you are, the more that you study, the better off you're going to be. I mean, we're all going to still be nervous for an interview, but prepare ahead of time so that at least you don't feel like just a deer in headlights, right? Play the part, of course. Dress to impress, dress like you're ready for that interview, Don't show up in a hat, a t-shirt, jeans, sneakers, flip-flops with a bad attitude or being afraid. Yes, you're gonna be nervous, but if you look good, you feel good, right? So, show up clean, show up with a nice clean shirt and tie, a sports coat if you have it, but it's not necessary. Dress shoes, confident, enthusiastic, make eye contact, shake hands if they are open to that. I had a coworker the other day that actually, he had an interview that day with our chief, and he broke his shoe walking up the stairs. So he had these nice dress shoes, he was dressed to the T like this man was going to church, and he had his shoe just talking. And he's like trying to tape the shoe, he's trying to glue the shoe back together, and he had maybe 10 minutes before the interview. Like, just go in there guns blazing. I'd rather talk about it and then be like, moving on, Yes, I broke my shoe, but we're not gonna let it ruin the day. Yes, it's talking, mind your business, like, moving on, right? So I just helped him like tie the shoelace around the shoe, and like tie it so at least he was like not walking, because this man was limping. And I was like, just tell him you broke your shoe, because you look like you hurt yourself or you got into a car accident prior to this interview. Tell him so that you're not in your own head thinking, oh my God, they're gonna be like concerned about my shoe, you're gonna be concerned about your shoe. It's gonna ruin your whole interview experience. Just come in, tell him, and then move on. But I just thought that was funny, because I'm like, this man was ready for that interview, and that shoe incident completely threw off his day. It's just a shoe, who cares? You could still do the job, right? And still do just fine. So in closing,